Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In this video, we are going to be going through our last crafter. Thank the Lord, we're finally here. We're going through the last batch of job quests, until Endwalker at least. So, we're going through the Culinarians, levels 50 through 70 job quests. So, Lynn, what is up, my guy? Well, if it isn't Cecilla, it was sight for sore eyes last. You've been keeping at the cooking, I shouldn't doubt. Skilled as you are, though, I reckon it's a struggle for you to keep things interesting. If that's the case, and you're anchoring for a challenge, might be as I can introduce you to someone. You know the missing member. It's the tavern which owned by Roswin, the lady captain of the Sanguine Sirens. Her entire crew is formed of members of the gentler sex, though gentle ain't a word I'd ever use to describe that lot. Anyway, the head waitress there's got a task for what calls for a consummate culinarian, and yours was the first name what came to mind. If you reckon you might be interested, take yourself over to the missing member and make yourself known to Mel Coco. She'll tell you what she needs doing. Oh boy. Whoop, boop, 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 boop. I think it's by the F castle, isn't it? Yes, that place. That place. Greetings and welcome to the missing member. Do you have a reservation, madam? You're Cecil of the Culinarians Guild. It's a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance. Lynn has told me all about you. I'm Mel Coco, the head waitress of this fine establishment, and I'd like to invite you to participate in the Delmont d'Or, the most prestigious of all cooking contests. You see, the winner of the previous edition of the contest is none other than our head chef. Oh my god. Hamasi Tia? I'm gonna call you him. Well, Hamasi is not that hard to say. And he's a right bloody bastard. What I meant to say was he's an insufferable man. Huh. But don't take my word for it. Speak with him yourself and you'll understand. You'll find him inside the restaurant, doubtless with a self-satisfied look on his face. Now, you definitely look like that kind of person. Are you here to dine, are you? Too bad, I cook only for the sirens or guests with reservations. I'm busy training for the award ceremony for the Delmont d'Or. As this will be my second victory running, expectations will be higher than ever. Shall I play the unassailable champion, carefree as you please? Or shall I be sentimental and triumphant and shed tears of joy? No, wait, let me think on it. I could also show disgust at the lack of sport. Ah, there's too many ways to win. Yeah, this guy's definitely, yeah, I feel for you. I trust you understand my meaning. Every word of his fairly oozes conceit, and it makes me want to shove a hot skillet down his smirking bunghole. Huh. Beg your pardon for the language. I forget myself sometimes. Now, as much as I hate to admit it, Hamasi is very good at what he does. Otherwise, he wouldn't have won the Delmont d'Or in the first place. Nor would Captain Roswin have hired him to treat your crew. Word of his culinary skills has since gotten out to the locals, and our place is now constantly booked out moons ahead. But all the fame and attention went to Hamasi's head. And these days, he swaggers about as though he were the 12's gift to our taste buds. Why, if he doesn't like the look of a patron, he'll refuse to cook for them, and that's assuming he even turns up to work. Can you believe the gall of this whoreson? She's very frustrated. Oh, but here I go again with my cussing. You must forgive me. At any rate, I trust you now understand why I want you to enter the Delmont d'Or, so you can beat Hamasi and put him in his place. Ah, such a heaping helping of poetic justice it will be. You've gotten the best of even the chef's bane. I'm confident that you have what it takes to win. Unless you worry, the contest won't be for a while yet, so you should have ample time to prepare. We'll have more details for you before long. Please come by again. I feel for you. I hate coworkers that are like that. Snobby. Always think they're the shit. Glad tidings, Tesla. This Bismarck has been chosen to host the Delamont d'Or. What better place to cook in than one's own kitchen? Member of the contest council has come to the Culinarians Guild to register participants. Please go and give them your name at once. Oh boy. Alright. Oh boy. This will be exciting. Exciting indeed. The Vanu head. It's getting close to Halloween, so 'tis the season. Greetings to you, good madam. Have you come to register to compete in the Delamont d'Or? Yes. Cecil Rye, is that correct? Very good, madam. We look forward to seeing you on contest day. You've registered your name? Excellent, now you have to prepare for the contest. Speaking of which, I have a task to help you get into form. One of our diners wishes to have a dessert, but there is nothing to her liking on the menu. She's been sitting there a whole hour, unable to make up her mind. As the guild's foremost culinarian, I believe you'll be able to whip up something to suit her palate. To begin with, you'll want to inquire after her preferences. It's the steerswoman at the table on the right, in case I haven't already mentioned it. All those sweets look too damn sweet. Oh, don't rush me. I can't make decisions under pressure. You'll make me deserve that what ain't on the menu. You're a godsend, sister. So here's the deal. I can't stand sweet things. Stuff wants to make me wretch. Thing is, I've met a man who's perfect in all ways but one. Bloke's got the sweetest bleeding tooth on this side of Vilbrand. If we're to work out, I've got to learn to eat sweets, or suppress the urge to gag at least. That's why I'm here, to train myself. This is me first time and also, be gentle with me, eh? Make something that ain't so sweet. Any ideas? Because I got none. Did I hear you rightly? She says she doesn't like sweets? Oh, that's bollocks. I'd rather she's just afraid of what she don't know. Be gentle. Saw that. Let's figure something so brazenly sweet that'll blow the skeptic clean out of her. A soul tart made with a veritable mountain of fresh cream and sugar, accompanied with a rich cup of Ishgardian tea. That's your order, Cecil. Here you go. Got what you need. Yeah, this stuff looks sweet as sin. What happened to being gentle? Listen here. Cecil happens to be one of the area's finest culinarians. He ought to be honored to have she's cooking for your sorry arse. What's more, you want things to work out with your man or not? Alright, I'll try it. I mean, come on. I should like it. She loved it, apparently. Bugger me, that was good. It was good. The chestnut wasn't near as cloying as I expected, and the cream underneath was a pleasant surprise. 'Twas sweet-eyed, but not too sweet, and there was something else in it besides. Richness? Depth? Bah, I don't know what the hell it's called. As for the tea, I quaffed it quick as I drained me ale. Ain't much more to say about that. I don't fear sweets no more, and that's all thanks to ye. Things will work out between me and my man. I'm sure of it. All right. It's one way to break you in. You've done it, Cecilla. You've converted a skeptic. By holding back the chestnut puree's sweetness, you helped her to overcome her irrational fear and so introduce her to a whole new world of flavors. Ah, this does take me back. You would have guessed, but from my colorful language, but I used to be a member of the Sanguine Sirens. Unfortunately, I was prone to seasickness and it never got better. As a result, I ended up grounded and waitressing for the missing member. At first, I loathed the work. I hated that my dreams were taken from me just because I couldn't keep the contents of my stomach where they belong. It was then, when I was wallowing in self-pity, that I first tasted Hamasi's cooking. It made me know that I was part of something special here. Back then, Hamasi was a simple man with a simple passion. He wanted to be at the pinnacle of his craft, and he worked tirelessly to reach it. But then he did, and it turned him into a stuck-up, self-loving sack of shit. Huh. Beg your pardons again. My old mannerisms tend to surface when I'm riled up. At any rate, thank you for your help today. Having now seen you in action, I look forward to the Delamont Dayor with even greater relish. Okay. Cecily, you gotta hear this. The bastard Hamasi is depressed. Ain't it just grand? Captain Roswin bade him invent some new kind of soup, and you see, and so he goes off and makes his fancy arse chilled pottage. When it's ready, he serves it to her smug as you please. But the instant she tastes it, her face goes darker and says, "What the hell is this slop?" Oh, it's bleeding glorious, I tells you. Unfortunately, my pleasure was short-lived, for the captain didn't fix her gaze on me. She ordered me to think up a piping hot soup, fairly barking as she did so. And until we make her something to her satisfaction, I fear she'll remain in a foul mood. Though she has her own place, Captain Roswin often dines at the Bismarck in secret. I dare say Master Lin has a good grasp of her preferences. Could you please find out what from soup she is certain to like, then prepare it for her? Okay. I like how she has to rely on her competition's cooks to satisfy her needs, but her own cooks can't. Well, there, Cecilla. Your contest preparations are coming along well, so I hear. Seeing you hard at it takes me back. It does. In my younger days, I participated in every edition of the Delamont Dayor. Why not enter again, you ask? Truth be told, I was sorely tempted, but my competing days are far behind me. Besides, I don't like any chances of you around. Anyway, was there something you need? Captain Rosman's anchoring for a piping hot stew, eh? Hardly surprising. Of late, the woman's been fairly obsessed with this Guardian cuisine. And that's all I can tell you. Sorry for not being sparse with the details, lass, but if you want more, you'll have to ask the good captain herself. Oh boy. Okay. Me, obsessed with Ishgardian cuisine? Ha! Never heard nothing more ridiculous. I won't be caught dead staring at inches of Carvalang, much less study up in Ishgardian soups for the buffy-shirted fop. Oh, bugger me. Alright, I'll tell you everything. I'm trying to set a trap for Carvalang. The plan is to lure the bastard over with his favorite dish and apply him with drink. And when he lowers his guard, I do for him. What's that supposed to mean? I don't know if I'm gonna... Let me read that again. The plan is to lure the bastard over with his favorite dish and apply him with drink. And when he lowers his guard, I do for him. What is that? What? You so much as breathe a word of this to anyone, I'll cut your blabbing tongue and have it served in the stew. Seeing as you're now in the planet, might as well make use of ye. I want ye to go to Carveline and ask what the best guardian chef around. After you got a name, and find the fellow and have him teach you how to make a traditionalist guardian suit. Acting at Melkoto's behest, you say? I will do this to me, and I'll consider your task fulfilled. Lord. Now you'll find Carveline the 7th Sage. Here's a bag of corn to help loosen his tongue. Whoa, the cooking world is it's quite intense. Garland, you wish to know the name of the best Asgardian chef in the land? I struggle to comprehend why you'd ask me this of all questions. I found my interest in your motive suddenly waning. It seems unlikely that this knowledge can be used to make mischief so very well. As a well-traveled adventurer, you'll doubtless be familiar with the House Durandare of Ishgard. Its head chef is said to be the most foremost authority in the cuisine of his native land. In seeking him out, aside from the obvious signs of such as his garb, look for a golden bell upon his breast. It is the sigil of the house he serves. You wish to know his name? But where would the fun be in that? No, as an accomplished culinarian, he will most likely... Sneezes! You'll most likely have a taste for fine wines. When you meet the man, make him a gift of this bottle of Lomani Red. Say that it comes from an admirer from across the seas. Ugh. To Ishgard we go! Oops. Wah! Shortcut. Indeed, I am the head chef of House Durandare. What does he require of me? By the Fury! Seldom do we enjoy the fine vintages such as this. I was not aware that I had admirers, let alone they also are so widespread as to be found in Limsa Lominsa. You wish to learn a recipe for a traditionalist guardian soup? You will find none more ubiquitous, I don't know that word, than beet soup. It graces the tables of all its guardians, warming the hearts and stomachs of lowborn and highborn alike. The ingredients, chief among which is the magma beet, are sliced and sautéed, after which the broth is added along with the seasoning. The concoction is then allowed to simmer until everything is stewed together, and the broth takes on a rich crimson hue. Now, there are many variations of the soup, as there are people who make it, but the one nearest to my heart is that which my dear mother used to make. I was sickly as a child, you see, and she would add copious amounts of vegetables in the hopes I would grow strong. Through her cooking, I felt her love, and everything tasted all the better for it. Call me a sentimental fool, but it is my belief that love is an essential ingredient in every dish. A final note. For those guardians of means, beet soup is typically served alongside a Kaiser roll and a sweet grilled fish. Or grilled sweet fish. I hope this information serves you well. My thanks again for the wine. Oh boy, I've got all that and more. That is not Limsa Lominsa. I couldn't be any further from Limsa Lominsa. Well, I could. Here you go. Here's your food. Thank you so much. So this is the dish that she'll use to lure Carveling over with. I know about her plan. It's hard not to hear the captain's impassioned rants when she's standing right outside the door. I won't mention this to her though. I think she's still at it. Going after Carveling, that is. When she'll own up to her feelings. Oh. Is she? Okay. I couldn't understand what she was trying to say before, but she's trying to win over his feelings. Oh. When stubborn as she is, probably never. At any rate, we shouldn't keep her waiting. Let's have her sample your handiwork, shall we? This seems plain amazing. It tastes like home, even though I'd never tasted it until now. How the hell do you make it? Let me get this straight. The secret ingredient's love. Sort of makes sense the way he puts it. Makoko, go and let Hamasi know I want him to master the soup. Aye aye, Captain. When will that girl own up to her feelings? She's right moody for Hamasi, yet she's trying to bring him down. Huh. I know about her plan. I mean, how couldn't I when she rants about him outside the door with a voice that would awake the dead? You're no better. Me, I don't give two shits about the contest, but I can't help worry for Makoko. Seems to me she hasn't thought things through. I mean, you're in no better position yourself, lass. Doubtless you're wondering what became of Captain Rosawind's plot. Well, shortly after you left, she invited Carveling to her ship for dinner. Alas, she was suspicious of her intent from the first and refused to put anything in his mouth. He just sat there, poking and prodding his meal. God, what a bloody waste! For all her talk of offing him, it wasn't a trap at all. If only she weren't so goddamn proud and stubborn. But that's all the news I have to share. Alright, Luna's looking for you. You seem to be in a spot of bother, so you best go and see what's afoot. Love meat tender. I see what you did there. What's up, guy? Thanks for coming, Tesla. I realize you're busy preparing for the contest now, but I need your help with something. You see, Master Delamon's due to come on and inspect the Bismarck. I don't see why. I doubt you see the connection. But he's the founder of the contest and a living legend of cooking. And most importantly for you, he's also a judge. Anyway, I've got me hands full trying to sort the place out before Master Delamon arrives. The thing is, an old friend of mine's coming to town any moment now, but I can't peel myself away from your work long enough to look after him. I'd be obliged if you could prepare his meal in my stead. The man's loved me since he's a young pirate, but age has taken its toll on him, and he's hardly got any teeth left. That being the case, I want you to cook him something special, something that's meaty but tender. A nice serving of cockatrice meatballs, I say. Thanks in advance, Tesla. Damn, that was a fast quest. Holy shit. That was the cockatrice. Here you go. That was fast. It's already over. Welcome to the Bismarck, Master Delamont. We are honored by your visit. You must be Lin's foremost student. I have heard much and more about your exploits, but you are in the midst of serving a customer. Pray do not mind me. So, how do you like it, old friend? It's so tender, it crumples in my mouth, but it's still everything I love about meat. The taste, the texture, the juiciness. I'm surprised that man make out anything he's saying. That's to say, I love it. He was captain of his own ship back in the day. Was strong as an ox, too. But age robbed him of his strength, along with most of his teeth, and he couldn't eat all the stuff he loved no more. Seeing him happy like that brings a tear to me eye. Thank you, Cecil. I'm pleased to see that all is smooth sailing at the Bismarck. Master Delamont, it's been a while. I was told that you'd be visiting this day, and I wish to pay my respects. Ah, if it isn't the reigning champion. You surpassed all expectations last time, and I fully expect that you'll do so again. What do you think you're fooling with that false modesty? You're participating in the Delamont d'Or too, yes? Do yourself a favor. Don't bother preparing a speech. You won't get the chance to use it. Why, you arrogant! Cecil is the guild's best culinarian, I'll have you know. You got nothing on her. So, Cecil competes for the honor of the guild. That's all well and good, but how about we compete for something more tangible? This restaurant, for instance. Done! But if you lose, you got to swear to give up being a culinarian. Master Delamont may be asked to stand witnesses to this agreement. A restaurant and a calling. Such high stakes will serve to leaven up the contest. I look forward to see how this will unfold. I like how she just offered up to get like the restaurant just like that. I didn't imagine that, did I? Well, Coco wagering the Bismarck on your winning the Delamont d'Or. Not to mention that I don't believe in you, lass, but this place ain't hers to wager. God's bloody damn it! I know, right? It's not even her restaurant that she works at. Alright. It's begun, Cecil, the Delamont d'Or. In case you didn't already know, Master Delamont is notoriously difficult to impress. The entire history of the contest, no one has ever been awarded the full 10 points, and even respected chefs typically only get 4. This time, I believe it will be the two chokeable race between you and Hamasi. Now then, before you do aught else, you need to know the particulars, such as main ingredient and theme. Please go to the Bismarck and have them from Master Delamont. Lord. There you are, my friend. According to the registry, you are our final contestant. This year, the main ingredient is meat. It matters not what kind. This is to be used in the main course, but you must present with an appetizer and a dessert. As for the theme, it is hospitality. Prepare your dishes in the spirit of this theme, then present them to the council member yonder. Best of luck to you. Meat and hospitality. Bugger, this is a tough one. The main ingredient is as broad as they come, and the theme is as abstract to boot. It also worries me that you're the last contestant. Among others, Master Delamont is famous for his bottomless stomach, but even he would be hard-pressed to keep his appetite whetted after endless plates of meat. Well, I suppose we'll just have to trust in his objectivity. Now then, what do you have in mind for an appetizer? Something light and gentle. Ah, indeed. In which case, I believe mushrooms are a sound choice. Yes, let's go with the light and refreshing moral salad. Moving on, what will you do with the all-important main course? It's flavorful and succulent. What would fit the bill? I have it. Deep fried okanis. Now for this dish, it's breading is the key to success, but they're also very difficult to get right. Please ensure that it turns out light and crisp. And last but not least, the dessert. Your soul maltart was also well received. So what do you think about making it again? Something small and decisively sweet. So something that could be enjoyed even on a full stomach. In which case, I wholeheartedly recommend a serving of marron glace. And with that, our course is decided. It's up to you, Cecila. When you prepared all 3 dishes, present them to the contest council. Okay. Do I not have any of those? Really? Oh, I should have those, right? Moron, deep fried, and okay, I do. I was about to say, wait a minute, didn't I make them? I know for a fact I did. Here you go. I was just awarded the highest score in the history of the Delmont d'Or. The Bismarck is as good as mine. And you're getting ahead of yourself. So I can still beat your 9 bloody points. Ha! Master Delmont will never award a perfect 10. It will be tantamount to declaring that his legend has been surpassed. Not a decision to be made lightly. We'll find out. Without further ado, Master Delmont, the score if you would. Points! Meaning the victory goes to... No! It's 9 points! We haven't tied the highest score ever awarded! Perfect 10! We have a winner! Cecil with the first perfect 10 in history! How can this be? Master Delmont, you're shaking your head! It was not a disappointment, I assure you. Nay, I was simply coming to terms with the reality. The reality that a Culinarian has finally appeared who surpasses me. Oh. Oh god, his face. First of all, the appetizer. After a long day of... What is going on here? What is this? It's like he's like in the death animation for Kingdom Hearts. I mean, it's the exact pose, you know, the body, you know, just suspended in the air, the heart floating. That's the exact death animation. First of all, the appetizer. After a long day of judging, the mushrooms helped to absorb the grease that had collected in my stomach, giving it a new lease of on life. An act of consideration worthy of the most devoted of mothers. What's happening here? Then came the main course. Sinking my teeth into the breading, delightfully light and crisp, my tongue was greeted with a harmony of flavors which burst forth from the succulent cut of oceanus beneath. That great love went into making it tender was plain to my senses. Moogles! And finally, dessert. Truth be told, by this time I was ripe to burst, but compact as it was, I could comfortably squeeze in the marron glass, whose concentrated sweetness served as the perfect accent to a wonderful meal. From the first bite to the last, I felt the spirit of hospitality. What's happening here? In the end, it was Cecil's interpretation of the theme which divided her from the field. Rather than striving to astonish with her handiwork, she kept the dinner foremost in her mind. Consideration worthy of the most devoted mother. This is something you learned through the garden beet soup. And it seems to me you made the okina especially tender by marinating it, like when you made the cockatrice meatballs for me, friend. Hamasi, your dishes were magnificent, make no mistake. None could doubt that great skill went into their creation. However, more so than a thing to be created, food is a thing to be eaten. You had forgotten this, and it made all the difference. I've lost. As promised, I'll give up being a culinarian. Masabi? What? 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 What the fuck? Masabi? Congratulations, my friend, and thank you. For the first time in a long while, I've tasted food that satisfied not only my senses, but my soul as well. I look forward to seeing you again, not as a judge and contestant, but as peers. Well, phew, the Bismarck's safe thanks to you. If Melcoco pulls the same shit again, though, I'm throwing her off the upper decks. But speaking of the girl, it might be she should check on her and Hamasi. They went off in the direction of the missing member. Is not where I wanted to go. What's going on right here? You can't just give up. But you're the one who wanted me to. You made me swear it. I only did it because you were shirking your duties. I wanted the old Masabi back and the one who'd work at his cooking every waking moment. Full of Alalafel, I was shirking so I could prepare for the contest in secret. I didn't want to betray any hint of efforts to my rivals, the unassailable champion. That's the aura I wanted to exude. So dreamy. I beg you, Masi. Don't give up being a culinarian. I can't bear the thought of not being able to eat your cooking no more. Well, what's going on here? my Melly Belly insists, I suppose there's nothing for it to keep doing what I do best. What's happening here? Will you keep it down? We've had a gut full of love. We've all had a gut full of your lover's farce. So you didn't win. That's too bad. What do you intend to do now? Captain, if you'll permit, I beg to leave a service for a time. This adventure possesses something I do not. And journeying the realm as she does, I hope that I'll come to possess it as well. If that's what you want, then I won't stop you. But what about Mokoko here? You're just gonna leave her behind? If you make her cry, I won't hesitate to make this place live up to its name. Huh. I must leave you for your side for a while, Melly Belly, but upon my honor, I swear that I'll return to you and make you proud. My God. I know you will, Masabi. I'll wait for you forever and a day. Finally, some peace and quiet. Huh. I owe an apology, Cecila. It was wrong of me to embroil you in my personal affairs. But it wasn't all too bad. You were a positive influence on Mossy and me. Thanks to you, he was reminded of what it means to be a culinarian, and I've come to love my job even more than I already did. All this was made possible through your cooking. You've taken a humble thing and given it the power to change lives. Thank you, Cecila, for being an inspiration to us all, and a belated congratulations for winning the Delimont d'Or. A more worthy champion there has never been. Lord. Alright. Got one last batch of quests to go through. Let's see where our journeys take us to now. Hello, Lynn. Good timing, lass. There's someone come calling us wants to meet our most decorated chef. That's you daft sod. Your sickening modesty aside, your visitor says he's an adventurer who took up cooking on that side, but not unlike your good self. Owing to that, he sees ye as something of an inspiration. Anyway, be a dear and go say hello, would ye? You'll find him out by the dining area. A brawny sort of bloke named Rolf. Hello, guy. By Rolf, it's really you, the famous Cecil Rye in the flesh. I first heard about you through your adventuring exploits, and I was already plenty impressed. But then I learned that you were a renowned culinarian. Besides, I knew I just had to meet you. You see, for a time I was also trying to make my way as an adventurer and a culinarian both, but it soon became apparent that I was spreading my limited talent too thin. So I decided to kiss the adventure life goodbye and took up a post at Miss Rowena's cafe in Revenant's Toll. The thing is, with or without distraction, it's not easy to succeed as a chef. It's a crowded profession I'm sure you can appreciate, and if I'm to make a name for myself, I can't be making what everyone else is making. Nay, I need to venture into unexplored territory. To that end, I came up with a brilliant idea. I'd incorporate Far Eastern dishes into our menu and cater to the Dolan residents of Revenant's Toll. Promising you, right? Right! The thing is, brilliant idea or no, it's not easy to learn a foreign cuisine, and Far Eastern is just as foreign as they come. It's plain I'm going to need help, and of the well-traveled sort. And so I decided to turn to the most accomplished adventuring culinarian I know. You, Cecila. Now, I realize you're a busy woman that we've only just met. If you say no, I won't think ill of you. But if you'd be so kind as to help out a brother, I'll be waiting for you at Revenant's Toll. Okay. Let's go help the guy out. We've come this far. Might as well go through all the way to the end. You came! I didn't have my hopes up, but you really came! To have the help of an accomplished culinarian like you as a dream come true. Thank the 12, and thank you. Without further ado, let's get right to cooking. Is what I'd like to say, but I still need to decide on how far Eastern dish to test out. If you could wait here while I look into what the Dolmens here have a hankering for, I will have connections, so it should be difficult. But until we have a name for a dish, please feel free to go about your business. Again, allow me to thank you for your help, Cecila. It's a great honor to be able to work with the only person in history to score a perfect 10 in the Delimont d'Or. Though I may not be the same class as you, not even close, I promise to do the best I can to pull my weight. Alright. Oh, wait a minute. I thought these were minions. This is actually the first time I've actually seen these two. As I mentioned, like way back when I did the Omega storyline back in Stormblood, these guys will actually travel around the world, and you'll actually see them. I thought these were minions at first, but these are not. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, there's no one else around. This is actually kind of cool, because at least for personally, I don't see these two around often. So it's nice to see these two. Rise to the occasion. Alright. Cecila, good to see you again. Last we spoke, I've managed to learn a little about the local Dolmen's culinary preferences. Pretty much all of them are sick unto death of bread in the lunches, and they miss nothing more than rice, the staple of their homeland. In particular, they want to eat the steamed stuff made into convenient balls. The Dolmen name is onigiri, which I'm roughly translate to honorably squeezed. Well, if it's just a matter of squeezing honorably, I thought I didn't need to trouble you. As a matter of fact, I've already tried my hand at it, using a rice supply by an adventurer friend. Was quite pleased with the results too, but then I gave it to the Dolmens, and let's just say their opinion of it wasn't as high as my own. I don't know what I did wrong. I made the rice balls exactly as described, but there must be more to it than meets the eye. One thing's certain, though. If I can't squeeze a decent bowl of rice, I don't have a future in Far Eastern cuisine. Here's where I need your help. Polite people as they are, the Dolmens won't give it to me straight what was wrong with my rice balls. Do you think you could go and ask them in my stead? So, I can't remember his name. That's a mount. Clearly, he's not a mount. I can't remember his name. I'll get rid of these dots too while I'm at it. Where you at? I know I have it as a minion. I think, don't I? Yeah, there he is. Alpha! Hang on. Should put the image up too. All right. Alright, where the Dolmen's at? The strapping gentleman's rice balls. Well, he was kind of making them for us, and he needs to show the same kindness to the rice. He squeezes balls with such that kind of okay. That's a little like alright. With such force, the texture was fairly crushed out of each grain. You could have worded that a little better. Master Rolf's rice balls. It was not a terrible first effort, but if I may offer some advice, it would do well to use less water in the cooking, And the shaping, imagine he is grasping not only the grains of rice, but air as well. You wish to know what was wrong with the rice balls? Well, I was expecting the taste of home, but it turned out to be utterly foreign. Whatever was seasoning was used, it completely masked the natural taste of rice. Not to sound ungrateful, of course. Oh, they're gone! Alpha and Omega are gone! Oh, we're damned! I assume you squeeze in order to keep the grains together, but it's plainly not that simple. Nor is it enough to simply cook the rice. You need just the right amount of water. As for the taste, I thought that salt alone was dull, so I came up with the brilliant idea of adding a hint of, wait for it, Far Eastern seasoning. To have it called foreign salt is in the wound. Pardon the pun. Well, it seems like I just got about everything wrong, but I dare say you'll fare better, Cecilla. While the comments are still fresh in your mind, do you think you could try making some rice balls? I have all the ingredients you need. Alright. Alright. Give the rice balls to him. Alright, Renault, where'd you go? Who's calling me? Oh boy. Hey Rolf, I got your rice balls. Your onigiri. Thank you, I'll pass these out straight away. No, that was a rice ball. There's nothing like rice to give you strength for a hard day's work. That was wonderful. Every bite called to my mind's eye images of my faraway home. Both the steaming and the shaping were done to perfection. Well done. By the 12th, this is amazing. I can taste it. How a sprinkle of salt draws out the sweetness of the rice. By adding spices, I unwittingly killed those natural flavors. And this fluffy texture. This is what it means to grasp not only rice, but air as well. Gently joined as they are, the grains retain their fresh steamed plumpness and break apart at first bite. Such a simple thing, yet it's so good. You truly harness the best qualities of the rice. Such is the spirit of Far Eastern cuisine, to respect each ingredient and allow it to shine. Who's this? Oh. Forgive my interruption. My name is Anzu, and I wish to thank you for assisting Rolf. Anzu? You shouldn't be here. We're seen together. Why? What was it? What was I to do? I was worried. However, I see now that I needn't be. You're clearly in good hands. Who's this? And return to the matter at hand, the rice balls are a rousing success. Let's continue this back in the kitchen, shall we? I like how he just quickly changed the subject. We're not going to talk about this. Is this your wife or something? Your lover? Using your samples as a guide, I'm going to begin serving rice balls at the restaurant. This marks our first foray into our Far Eastern cuisine, and I couldn't have done it without you. Cecilla, thank you. And before you go off, I probably should let you tell you who that girl was. It was my fiance. I was right. Well, it was close, at least. During my adventuring days, I'd often come here to trade tombstones. Here I first met her, and I kept meeting her until one day I popped the question. And there's something of a complication. That's enough about me. Now, while the rice ball is a fine start, all it is, I intend to put out more and more Far Asian dishes, and I hope I can continue relying on your help in the days to come. Oh, family quarrel. Cecil, how are you? Since we began serving rice balls, I'm pleased to say they've been fairly flying out of the kitchen. The Domans can't get enough of them, and it's all thanks to you. Of course, it was never my intent to rest on these laurels. I've been exploring new Far Eastern dishes in the course of which I caught wind of a common complaint among elderly Domans. It seems the rich and greasy foods found in the Eorzea tend to wreak havoc on their stomachs. By such complaints, I'm told a dish called udon is just what the healers ordered. It's a bowl of noodles in a light and warming broth that's easy going down, and I'd like to try stirring it up with the old ones. The key to the dish is the broth, called dashi, as far as I can decipher means exit juice. I'm sure it sounds more appetizing in the Doman language. Exit juice. I don't know if that's... Is that seriously how it's deciphered as? I don't think that's how it's deciphered as. Exit juice. The peculiarities of language aside, dashi is made by boiling dried fish, and it's supposed to be the base of many Far Eastern dishes. Now, last time I learned all about the importance of respecting ingredients and letting them shine. With that in mind, I want to source the best dried fish possible, which means we're going to Leminster. When we arrive, let's visit the Bismarck and consult Guildmaster Lin. He'll know where to point us. Oh my god. Away we go! And away we go. For our dish to make broth for a Far Eastern dish, you say? Then your best bet will be using the authentic stuff. Just so happens the Kraken ship recently seized itself an Imperial merchantman way out east, one that was carrying all sorts of exotic goods. Might be as the kind of dried fish you're after is among them. If that's the case, I reckon Carvalane will be willing to cut you a deal. Why don't you go and have a chat with the bloke? Right then, let's go to the Seventh Sage. Oh boy. Alright. The ship we seized? As a matter of fact, I was carrying some unusual cargo, among which I seem to recall some matter of dried fish. Seemed not to fetch any coin, however, so we offloaded it in order to free up the hold for more valuable plunder. The Lady Infernal happened to be passed by, so we made a gift of it to the Sanguine Sirens. The undiscerning fools as that they are, they accepted it without question, so if you want your fish, you'll need to speak with their captain, their ever-uncouth Roswin. Well, it looks like it's off the missing member for us. Hello, Roswin. What's up? You heard right. Carla gave us food stuff from the ship she seized. Far Eastern delicacy worth its weight in gold, he said. But what do I find when I pry open the crates but fish was dried up harder than a plank? I should have known better to trust that lying Horson. That's it, the fish we're after. The dolmen's called a katsuobushi, and you boil shaved strips off of it to get broth. Will you sell it to us, Captain? Sell it to ye? Can't well sell what I don't have now, can I? Worthless as it looked, I had me girls throw it overboard. But now I find myself regretting it. I should have held on to the fish so I could shove him up Carlane's arse. See how he's enjoying his Far Eastern delicacy. Looks like there's nothing for it to go but the far East. But what am I gonna do about the cafe? Can't leave it unattended. Excuse me, Cecil. As usual, I couldn't help but overhear the captain's impassioned rants, and I'm happy to say that I have the dried fish in our storehouse. Mossy B, he hardly ever comes to visit, you see, so I adopted a little kitty to remind of him. And it just so happens he loves dried fish more than anything else. I've since discovered that a cat is far better company than some self-centered piece of turd who ain't never around. What are we talking about now? Dried fish. Any friend of Cecil is a friend of mine, and you are welcome to do as much as you need. Please help yourself. Really? I'm on your debt. Cecil, I'll go and grab the fish. See you back at the Revenant's Toll. Such dedication to his craft. It's as if there's more that's driving him than cooking alone. As if there's love. Just a woman's intuition. Well, there's something like that. I mean, he does have a fiance. What am I doing? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Alright, let's get to work on the udon. Cecil, I'd like you to take shavings off the katsuobushi and boil it to make the broth. Alright, that seems like an easy task. Meanwhile, let's see to the noodles. It's supposed to be hard, physical work, but I'm nothing if not strong. Okay. Oh, shit. Shit! No! Here's your broth. Wonderful. All it's just to combine the two and the udon will be ready. I'll have the elderly dolmens come over to sample it right away. That was a tasty bowl of udon. The broth was good to the last drop, and little and gentle as it was, I dare say it'll be good all the way through me. I didn't think I'd get to eat udon again before I died. Brings a tear to my eye. Thank you, young ones. Thank you. Alright, it's a little over dramatic. I reckon we can call that a great success. Now I can offer udon on the menu with confidence. Well, I heard that an Eorzean had taken to serve in Far Eastern cuisine. To think that it was you. Father! You will not call me that. You are no son to me. I'll not give my precious daughter to some vagabond. But I've given up adventuring. This is what I do now. All I intend to do. And I'm learning how to make Far Eastern cuisine for the Doman people. An ignoble adventure making our noble cuisine. I'll be laughing, or not, the idea not so absurd. Before you pass judgment, please sample my udon unzen. I made it together with my fellow adventurer here. Huh. Doubtless it'll be just a rude bastardization. Taste it for yourself, prick. Considering that it was made by an outsider, the broth is respectable. The flavors are well balanced, and 'tis plain care was taken in the boiling. The noodles, on the other hand, soggy, rubbish. There's no body to them at all. They are soft and spineless, the very personification of their maker. You're worth little as an adventurer, and even less as a culinarian. Ugh. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to win his favor. I'm sorry to see that, Tesla. At least now you know the complication is. Anzu's father, Unzen, is as traditional as they come and refuses to accept a vagrant adventurer like me as for a son-in-law. It was to gain his approval that I gave up the adventuring life to focus on cooking Far Eastern cuisine. The problem is Unzen himself was a chef of no small renown, who had his own prestigious restaurant in Doma. From the first, I knew it wouldn't be easy to impress him, but to be on the receiving end of such scorn is disheartening, to say the least. In the end, though, he spoke the truth. I'm not worth a damn as another adventurer or culinarian. A far cry from you, Cecila. Even so, I won't let it end like this. I won't give up. No matter what it takes, I'll succeed as a culinarian and win, and make Unzo approve of me. Unzo, I'm sorry I kept this all from you, but though my motives aren't as I first said, it doesn't change what we seek to do, and I hope I can keep depending on your help. I'll come this far, so I can't just quit halfway through. Cess, I'm glad to see you again. After Unzen tore my noodles to shreds, I went back and practiced until I could produce the body he said they were lacking. As for the broth, I made it again and again until I could recreate something to your standard and reliably. But these two things perfected by my definition, at any rate, I'm now offering udon on our menu. It was a lot of work, but it was well worth the effort, for the dish is proving to be popular not only among Domans, but adventurers as well. But there's no time to be patting ourselves on the back. We've got more Far Eastern dishes to explore, and my sights are set on something called sushi. Little mounds of rice topped with raw fish. Simple as it sounds, ask any Doman and they'll tell you it's an indulgence of the highest order. Not certain where to begin, I consulted Anzu, who told me that this dish is nigh impossible to make without training under an honest-to-God's master. This means a trip to Hingashi, where it originates. But as you know, I have no responsibility at the restaurant. Rowena would never permit me to leave long enough to make the journey. It pains me to ask such a big favor, but will you go to Hingashi in my stead and learn the basics of sushi making? Sure. I mean, you're dead. I don't know what I could do without you, my friend. Now, according to Anzu, one of the realm's foremost sushi chefs works in the port city of Kugane at an inn called the Bakairo. You'd do well to seek out this inn. While you are abroad, you'll round up all the ingredients in preparation for your return. And with that, I bid you a safe journey. Okay. Let's go figure out how to make some sushi! Sushi time! Alright, Bakairo. Come now, come on, burns, cuts, embarrassing rashes. There's not that the mystical waters of the Bokai-sen hot springs cannot heal. Oh, you sick not healing but a meeting with our sushi chef? Well, 'tis true that we're known no less for our waters than we are for our cuisine. Our guests journey hither from far and wide to partake in the heavenly morsels prepared by chefs Samoji. His dedication to his craft is such that he insists upon gathering the ingredients himself. As a matter of fact, this is what he's doing right this moment. These outings usually to keep him away for a good while, and I cannot rightly say when he might return. If you are in some hurry, you might consider searching for him out in the Ruby Sea. He favors the waters near the Isle of Beko for his fishing, and unique as his appearance is, you ought to find him without trouble. Assuming you are a strong swimmer, that is. Or have a mouth that can fly. There it is. There's the portal out of here. See his fishing boat. Wait, is he actually under the water? Oh, no shit. Oh, that's why he's a Kojin. I was thinking it was a. I thought that explains why. God, you just cost me a plump Maguro. Wherever you are, this had better be good. Hi, I'm Samoji. Shelled or unshelled, there is nary a finer. God damn, been sneezing all day. There is nary a finer sushi shelf in all the land. Now, what business have you that you simply must disturb me at my fishing? I wish to learn sushi making. I don't teach my craft to any small fry that comes swimming up, and you're as small as they come. Bah, but the fishing is bad this day. I shall return to the inn. Our business is over. Don't even think to follow me. Wow, you're nothing like the blue Kojin that I know of. You're getting away from me, sir. I'm on a mission. You again? I thought I told you not to follow me. I am not going to teach you my craft, so get you gone. Well, fancy seeing you, Cecilla. The mere sight of you brings back memories of your succulent Okenis. Oh, hello, guy. I came to sound the Bakaro's famous sushi, but the chef was regrettably absent. Just as I was about to leave, however, who should I spy out but you? And if I heard correctly, you are here to study sushi making. Pleased am I to see that your hunger for learning remains as voracious as ever. Master Delamont, forgive me my absence. Give me but a moment, I shall prepare the finest selection of sushi in the house. Never mind that, my friend. I should be much obliged if were you to initiate my dear Cecil here into the ways of your craft. Should her qualifications be a concern, know that she scored a perfect 10 in my contest. Perfect 10? And a Delmont d'Or? That surpasses even. Very well. If you're good enough for Master Delamont, then you're good enough for me. Then it's settled. Happy learning, Cecil. When next to me, I look forward to sampling the fires and fruits of your learning. Thanks, Guy, for the recommendation. Come then, apprentice, I shall pound the foundation of sushi making into you. To master the basics in so short a time, small wonder Master Delamont approves of you. More is the pity you are leaving so soon. A mere 10 years under me and you could call yourself a master. But for now I shall content myself with the knowledge that you will spread the joys of sushi to Eorzea. Farewell, apprentice. I don't actually get to see the sushi training in action, huh? What a shame! I guess I'll never know how to make sushi. I'll just wing it. Cecil, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Wise in the ways of sushi for your time in Higashi. While you were away, we saw to procure the finest ingredients available. Now, while the seafood is still fresh, you must impart to me all you've learned with sushi making. I see. You can't just slap raw fish on top of rice and call it sushi. Yeah, you need to draw out the natural flavors of the ingredients and bring them together in a harmonious whole. Truly, Far Eastern cuisine is deceptive in its simplicity. Thanks for the detailed explanation, my friend. I'll try my hand at making sushi at once and have the local doman sample it. And this time I'll call for Anzu and her father as well. Anzu was an accomplished chef, and if my handiwork meets with his approval, then there's no doubt I'm on the right track. But to prepare so many portions for my first try is admittedly difficult. I'm sorry, Cecil, but will you help me out? A single serving would be enough. We have all the necessary ingredients right here. As always, if you need more, okay. I get the gist of it. Here we go. Great! And look, it took all my concentration and Noah's patience, but I somehow managed to finish mine as well. If you're going ahead to the terrace area, I'll go for more taste testers that sushi is served. Anzu and her father should be along any moment now. God, this is nerve-wracking. What is this? You expect me to partake of sushi made by an Eorzean? Come now, father. It looks delicious. Give it a try. Give it a chance and try it at the very least. Cecil sushi is superb. To be sure, you still have years of training ahead of you before you can compare to the masters of our land. But to produce such a quality in Eorzea is praiseworthy as a praiseworthy accomplishment. What about his? Rolf's, on the other hand, shoddy rubbish. It is sushi and not but appearance, and a pale imitation bereft of depth, unfit to be placed upon before a customer. But that is only natural. Short of having a common given gift, one cannot hope to make something so exacting as sushi to any satisfactory degree with naught but basic training. I may not have the talent of Sessa, but that is not failing. Though your sushi is more akin to a humble rice ball, I can taste the effort that went into its making. For all its flaws, I do not mislike it. You approve my sushi? Then me and Anzu. Never. You plainly misunderstood why I do not approve of you. It has not to do with you being a lowly adventurer, nor a mediocre culinarian. Nay, it's because you're not one of us. Oh, well, ours is the blood of Yangsha, a proud line and pure, and only a man of equally pure lineage is split to be from my only daughter. You are unfit, and it's through no fault of your own. Consider Far Eastern cuisine. It owes its greatness to its purity, to the fact that it developed free of outside influence. So too do I wish it for be my line. Surely you understand. Father, I can't believe what I'm hearing. If you'll not approve of us, then I'll have no part of your line. I understand. I'll go back to being an adventurer. Rolf, no. Let him go, Anzu. It wasn't meant to be. I'll give you some time alone. Man, this guy's a dick. So much for supporting your child. How could he give up so easily? On his cooking? On us? Nay, that's not the Rolf I know. I believe in him. Whatever it is he means to do, he has his reasons. I'm certain of it. I beg you, Cecil, please lend him your aid for you have thus far. If you hurry, you may still be able to find him in the kitchen. I have a habit of showing you my worst moments, don't I? As I said, I'm going back to being an adventurer. But know that I haven't given up on Anzu. Her father's claim about the purity of our Eastern cuisine. Something about it tugs at my mind, and I need to find some time to ponder it. It may be there's a chance I can make Anzu reconsider his stance. The odds are long, but I'm nothing if not persistent. And should the need arise, I hope I can rely on your help again. You'll recall Anzun's words about how far Eastern cuisine developed without outside influence. From the moment he uttered them, they've been tugging at my mind. I gave him the claim much thought, and I found myself disinclined to agree. The basis for this is the very first Far Eastern dish I ever had, which Anzun made for me. Sukiyaki, it's called, and it's a hearty dish of meat and vegetables simmered in a shallow pot. The moment I tasted it, I was overcome with a sense of nostalgia. Like many Allegans, I'm a war orphan. I left my homeland when I was little and remember nothing of my time there. Nothing at all, save for the taste of a certain hearty stew, and Anzu's sukiyaki was exactly like it. The similarity can't be a mere coincidence. Nay, there has to be a connection between Far Eastern and Alamegan cuisine. If I can just prove it, Anzu's father might be moved to reconsider our union. There is no guarantee, of course, but for Anzu, it's worth a try. But now, as you can see, I'm an adventurer again, free to go wherever I want, whenever I want, and I intend to go to a village in the peaks called Alagiri. In former times, it thrived as a trading hub for the east. There, I'm going to track down the stew of my memory and try to learn whether Alamigo might have shared a culinary history with the Far East. You've already journeyed to the far side of the world from me, and I can't rightly ask any more of you. But if you want to help me, then please come to Alagiri. Okay. One of the few places I really ever go to. Like, there's literally no reason for me to come here. You can't even thank the gods. I thought the fiends in the air were fierce, but the people here might be even fiercer. But I'm ready to face them now that you're here. I can't thank you enough. Let's split up and ask the villagers about the stew. We'll meet again here when we're done. Stew? Does it look like I know anything about swiving stews? I just eat whatever the hell is put in front of me. Very astute. Don't care much about stews for stews, sorry. If you ask me, the only way to cook meat is to roast it to a crisp. Alright, so far I'm having no luck at all. What about this guy? Meat and vegetables simmered in a shallow pot. What he described sounds like buckler stew, a traditional Alamecan dish. It was born when soldiers in the field took to using their bucklers in place of pots, cooking meat and then with wine and various seasonings. It was popular in the past, but under imperial rule it became a rare indulgence. Well, we got our answer now. I had no luck, Cecil. No one I spoke with knew anything about my stew. Buckler stew? Yes, that was its name. Damn, but even your investigative skills are first rate. I'm happy to say, though, that my own inquiries weren't completely fruitless either. I managed to track down a fellow who's versed in history. Let's go ask him what he knows about the trade between Alamigo and Doma. I do know some few things about a nation's history, owing to my time working at the Royal Palace. What does he wish to know? Just true Alamigo traded with nations to the east prior to imperial rule, But as far as I'm aware, this is only extended as far as the Near East to Razathan. So there was no contact between us and Doma? None at all? No, even if it isn't direct, there has to be some sort of connection. For example, Razathan could have been the waypoint for the dish. But if I want to verify this, I'm gonna have to go all the way over there. Perhaps you need to go so far, for there's a Hanish fellow among us who came to Eorzea years ago. You could try asking him first. I saw him heading outside the village a short while ago. Elderly as he is, he can't have gone far. Thank you! Sessa, let's go look for this man. It's a good thing too, cause I hate to say this to the guy, but I can't travel to Razathan right now. I can't travel to Razathan until for another month. Hey, lot. There's no sign of him. Help! Somebody! Oh shit, he's in trouble. Still got it. What little I had, at any rate. Would have been a stroll through the woods for you, but I can't let you do all the work. You've done more than your fair share already. Besides, I want to show that I'm not completely hopeless. I owe him my life. I was so focused on my harvesting I didn't notice the Culinarian coming. You look a mite pale, lad. Are you hurt? Just my bones and organs. I'm already a man, I assure you. More importantly, I take you're the gentleman who came from Razathan. I'm sorry if this seems sudden, but while you're still here, did you ever hear about a dish called buckler stew? Heard about it. I love the stuff. Ever since Traders brought it over from Alamigo, it's been an endearing favorite in my homeland. As a matter of fact, it's the reason I came to be here, though I won't bore you with the details. So I was introduced to Razathan after all. Tell me, did you know buckler stew was also made its way to Doma? That it did, and it's a tale all know well. A Doma merchant journeyed to Razathan to buy spices, you see, and a chance to sample the stew. It was love at first sight. So enamored was he of it, he decided to open a restaurant back at home and started buying up all the shallow pots he could find. Alas, these pots proved too thick to take back, and he left them at the pier and said he'd make do with spades. Spades, you say? The name Sukiyaki can be translated as spade grill, and it's said to come from the fact that you grilled the meat on the spade. I knew there was a connection. Sukiyaki is so that's what they call it. Well, by whatever name it's known, all this talk has given me a fierce hunger for it. There's not for it, but to make some right now. You're going to make buckler stew? Would you mind teaching me the recipe and tell me more about spread to the Far East? Oh, you indulgent old man with your company. Well, if you insist, who am I to argue? Come along then, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I can take it from here, Sesla. Leave learning to me. I'll write Joni back at Revenant's toll when I'm done. Thanks again for all your help. Okay. Well, leave me to you then. It's all up to you, guy. It's all up to you. Sessa, it's Alpha and Omega again. Sessa, perfect timing. I've just returned myself with the recipe for buckler stew, freshly etched to my noggin. I begged Miss Rowena for the use of my old kitchen. Surprisingly, she allowed it. 12 bless her. With that, I can set about making the buckler stew in order to win Anzu's father over. Here I have one last favor to ask you, my friend. I need you to prepare a serving of dolmen sukiyaki. It's a relatively simple affair. You take meat and vegetables and simmer them in the broth of dashi and Far Eastern condiments. Though I need to remind you that Far Eastern cuisine can be deceptive in its simplicity. Anyway, here's all the ingredients you need. Alright. Alright. Leave it to me, guy. I got it handled. There you go. Well, we are warped is enough to tell me that sukiyaki is in a class of its own, and my buckler stew is as ready as it'll ever be. Come, let's serve them to Anzi and her father on the terrace. Let's see how this works. See if we're any better this time. Is this a joke? In our culture, sukiyaki is shared only between family and dear friends. You are neither. If you think this will win my favor, you are sadly mistaken. Now, please allow me to explain. Since I made the sukiyaki, why I made a different type of stew. Different, I say, however. Okay. What is this? It resembles sukiyaki, yet appears not to be Far Eastern. That's because it's a traditional Alamigan stew. If it pleases you, please sample and compare it with the sukiyaki. An Alamigan stew, you say? I don't know what you're playing at, but the aroma is undeniably appetizing. Oh, very well. Bazakami! Not only do they look alike, they also taste alike. But the ingredients, they're different, are they not? You're right, Father. There may be subtle differences, but no matter how you look at this stew is sukiyaki. What is the meaning of this? Did sukiyaki somehow find its way to Alamigo? No, Unzen. It's the opposite. It's the Alamigan dish, buckler stew, that found its way to the Far East and eventually became sukiyaki. Though Alamigo and Doma had no common history, they had a common trading partner in the Near East. Originated in my homeland, buckler stew first crossed the seas to Razadhan. From there, it crossed the seas once more to Doma, where it was recreated using local ingredients to become sukiyaki. It must be noted this took place at a relatively recent period in Doma's long history. Up to that point, it was predominantly grilled to harness their natural flavors, or minced and used in dumplings. While stews were uncommon, they were reserved mainly for seafood, but with sukiyaki's arrival, new possibilities blossomed for meat dishes. Father, you told me that Far Eastern cuisine owes its greatness to the fact that it developed free of outside influence, but it owes its greatness no less to what it adopted from other cultures. Why are you still standing there? Sit down and join us ere the food gets cold. All right, we won. We beat him in his own game. I don't know how I'll ever repay you, Cecila. Thanks to you, I managed to do the impossible win over Unzen. He finally approves of me and Unzen. We plan to be bonded at the earliest opportunity. I'm going to resume my post at the cafe, serving Far Eastern dishes, of course, and hang up my adventures I have for good. I suppose you'll continue doing both adventuring and cooking, and I don't doubt you'll keep that on succeeding at both. But no matter how high you climb or how you fly your roam, know that you're always welcome here. Alright. Happy endings all around. Alright, and that is the end of the Culinarian job quest levels 50 through 70, and this also wraps up all of the job quests in general, at least until Endwalker comes out, and we do it all over again. Oh, fuck. Oh. So with those out of the way, we still got the crystalline mean stuff we gotta go through, which I believe there's like 5 or 6 sets of quests. Now, I believe I showed this off before, but I'll show it off again. So the crystalline mean stuff, if you are unaware, well, you probably are, but just in case you aren't, the crystalline mean stuff is kind of like the role quests. I believe I had mentioned this before. So like, for instance, you need to be a culinarian or alchemist to do this one. This one's up the all Fisher. Yeah, it's Fisher. This one is all blacksmith, armor, or goldsmith. This one is going to be carpenter, leatherworker, or weaver. And then finally, miner and botanist. So similar with the role quests, you only have to do these once. So if I do this, so for instance, if I do this with miner, I don't have to do it again for botanist. So, I'll probably, I mean, I have a plan on how I'm about doing these, or at least the crafted ones, and this one and this one. But I'll talk about that when we actually do them. Similar with the role quests, they're gonna be their own videos. So, when we come back, we will do those next, and we will move on to one last thing we gotta do, which is Blue Mage. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next part. Later.